There is a need in our community for a universal change. And it has to start with the man. Being a man of God means being a man possessed of the knowledge, the spirit, and the power of God, anointed to do his will. To build a people, you first must make man. Every man, no matter what his color, no matter what his race, every man, in order to be a man, must be a man of God, or he's not a man at all. Let us make man.
All right, greetings everyone. Well, assalamu alaikum, wherever you might be tuning in from. This your brother Supreme X, CEO and founder of Forward Money Network family, and this is our Thursday night broadcast that we do. We know we've been away for a while since we did a live one, but we're getting back in the groove of things. We got so much going on. It's hard to keep up with this stuff, but we do always share the Final Call newspaper. But let me open up in the proper manner in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah for the Lord of the world, the Beneficent, the Merciful, who appeared to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, the Son of Man, who was to come and who has come, who came 9,000 miles from the holy city of Mecca to find the little black Georgia man, who we know is the Christ, who we know that the world misunderstood, that black folks misunderstood, and I'm talking about none other than the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is alive physically in power. And a lot of stuff you see going on now, that is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad on the wheel, making it happen. You can take it or let it alone. But what he taught us and what he showed us, you cannot dispute anything that he said. But they left one in their seat, because if it wasn't for the one that stood up and rebuilt the Nation of Islam in 1977, Master Fard Muhammad would have been wrote out of history, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad would have been wrote out of history, and all the great work that the Nation of Islam had did for 34 years, 45 years, from 1930 to 1975, would all been washed out of history. But because of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is the Messiah, who is the guide and the lead for all black people, we're not just talking about for no Muslims. No. The minister is a guide and a warner to the whole planet. You can take that or let it alone. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be talking here right now. We wouldn't know the enemy. We wouldn't know his tricks. But we are here today. And what we want to do, we want to celebrate, and we want to go over separation and death. So we always on this broadcast, we highlight the Final Call newspaper, the digital Final Call newspaper, and we got a subscription for anybody that want to get a subscription and support your brothers, support a black newspaper and support your own. Then text subscription to that number running at the bottom of the screen, and for $4 a month, you can get you a monthly subscription off of $10 you can get a 4-week for a 10-week subscription to the Final Call newspaper, which would be about $12. So we would get it to you digitally. We will send you it through your email or through your phone, however you want it, or both, right? So hit that number, hit that subscription, and then get on and support your own, and you can stay updated on what we have. So like I said, we like to always go over the Final Call newspaper, and we want to show the power. So what we're dealing with, because there's a lot of confusion going on about, the confusion is going on about what? The COVID-19 vaccination, right? So we're saying from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that under no circumstances are you to take that shot. People saying, well, it's my choice. Okay, why would you trust them though? Do you know what's in the shot? Don't go along just to get along. Do you know what's in the shot? Can they tell you what's in the shot? Can they bag up if something happened to you, your family can sue them? No, they cannot. From the CDC own mouth, they saying that if something happened to you or your family member, you cannot sue them. So that alone should let you know that I don't need to take this. But the minister told us last year, the 4th of July, in the garden, he specifically told us, do not take the shot. You could have heard it, and you could have thought he was just speaking to registered members in the Nation of Islam, but he wasn't. He was speaking to every black man and every black woman and every black child on the planet. And you will pay a vital price if you don't heed the warning. Point blank. So let's go over. So that's what we're dealing with. It was a big walk and a peace rally in Barbados, headed by the Nation of Islam Mosque in Barbados. We reject mandatory vaccine. So this is going on all over the world, right? And this is what the Final Call newspaper highlights: pure, uncut black news. You cannot get this anywhere else on the planet when it's dealing with our people and it's dealing with actual facts. The Final Call newspaper is supported by our people. It is pushed by the FOI. It is pushed by the male members and some of the sisters. But mainly it's pushed by the male members, are distributed by the male members in the Nation of Islam, that we have attached a revolution to our spirituality. So if the enemy is going to put out false news, well, we're going to put out the truth. We're going to market the truth. We're going to distribute the truth. So the cover story: we reject mandatory vaccines. Walk for Freedom in Barbados brings thousands into the streets and echoes through the Caribbean. Then we have another article: success and separation. See, this is what we want to deal with. Blacks are doing for self in education and economics during the pandemic because we have to. More children are getting homeschooled now thanks to the pandemic. More parents are working from home, or they are building their business from home thanks to the pandemic. So we are happy about this. And the Final Call has all types of good content in it, and you should get it every week. And like I said, if you want that subscription, you can hit our number, and you can get that subscription $1 per week, and we will send you a digital file to your email or your phone number. And if you want to donate to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint, go to www.economicblueprint.org, where it helps us get more farmland. The Mosaic Muhammad, from what the minister has taught us, said that we need a minimum to start 100 acres of land. That's what we need. All right. And we inside of Fard Money, we don't just stop at the land. Well, we need our own monetary system. We need our own currency. So we look around and get connected with things going on in the marketplace that the enemy don't want us to have, because they are ruling us and they are enslaving the whole planet with that dollar. So we have to look for other currencies and other systems to do, because this economy of America and the currency of America is falling fast. So we are that arm that helps brings the balance. So we got a set of our brothers and sisters, they getting the land. Well, we over here in Far Money Network, we dealing on the money. We dealing with the economics. And we dealing with group economics on a level so high that it actually goes past the average person head, because we was never taught the science of money. We was never taught the science of business. So it's taboo to talk about network marketing in the black community, where everything has to be marketed. But we weren't taught leverage. But we are taught it today, because the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan has brought us everything and made everything clear that comes from Allah in person through his Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So send us an email if you want to join our network and get on this money train that we on and get outside of this dollar debt system. Then send us an email to forwardmoney76@gmail.com. All right, with your name and your phone number, and we will get back with you and set up a meeting with you, and we'll show you what we're doing with our Project Exodus 10,000. Right? The minister gave us Project Exodus in 1998. Now we're bringing it back, but we're putting the 10,000 on it, because we're looking for 10,000 people that want to become millionaires, that want to work our financial freedom plan and get rich. We're not talking about just making some money. No, we're talking about getting rich. We're talking about luxury, money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. These are the people we're looking for. Whether you're black, white, Jew, Gentile, Hebrew, Muslim, it don't matter. Come get on this money train with us, because we are freeing the people every day. We are freeing the people, and we are showing them how to get outside of the scam. That's what we do inside of Far Money Network. We help bring more light and more clarity to the science of business, the science of money, the science of banking, the science of networking, the science of leverage, and the science of warfare. So we're going to talk about this warfare tonight. So this is more pages from our final call. Look at our brothers down in Miami. I think that's my brother Vernon X right there. Bernard X, excuse me. Pushing in the final call. Pushing out in the streets, in the community. They all over. That's Miami, Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out to the brothers in Dayville, Willington, Delaware, Oakland, California, Ashford. That's my brother, Dawu Muhammad. He out of Miami in Asheville, but he in Asheville, South Carolina right there. Our brothers in San Antonio, Texas. And this is what we letting the people know. So people thinking we just out there trying to make a dollar. No, we out there trying to warn you. That's why sometimes you got to get hard. We will give you the paper. And if you're a regular customer and you don't have the money, we will give you the paper. Why? Because we don't want you to be a guinea pig. We ain't submitting to this. If you submit to this and you die, we tell you, we ain't going to win nothing else. We're going to be able to say, but we told you. Don't you take the vaccine under no circumstance. And you better not listen, I don't want to get down that road, but we're dealing with separation and death tonight. So we're going to get crunk tonight. Why? Because the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan is going to break this down, because what we're going to get into tonight, and that's why I didn't show our normal video that we showed the minister in 2004 down in Houston, Texas, talking about separation. Why I didn't play that? Because we finna go to New Jersey, but we finna go back in time. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, the minister did a lecture in New Jersey for the 22nd anniversary of the Million Man March. The minister did a lecture called Separation and Independence for the Holy Day of Atonement, which is a Nation of Islam holiday, holy day. We don't go to work. We don't do nothing. The prison system respect our days, everything. You can think we not significant. You can think we something to play with. We your salvation, black man. We your salvation, black woman. You don't get it out. You can't get it outside of this. You don't mean you got to be a member. but you better listen to what we say. You better take heed to what we say if you're going to survive. Why? Because we got it. You think the white man is the power in the world. You think the United States government and the Israelis are the power. That's why you submit to the power. No, we bringing you the superior power. I had somebody ask me the other day, how you know God's hit list, and America is #1 on the list. She asked me, my sister-in-law, matter of fact, how you know God's hit list. I said, yeah, because I met a man that was taught by God. That's how we know his hit list. Right? Y'all think it's a game. Why you think the Nation of Islam been able to withstand all the attacks of the Jews? They just shut down everybody else. They shut down the Black Panthers. They shut down the Moors. They shut down Marcus Garvey movement. Man, stop playing. They set up the Christian church, so we ain't even got to talk about them shut that down. They set that up. They set that up. Hell, they set up Orthodox Islam. That's why we don't follow that. That's why we don't deal with nothing coming out of the East. The Muslim Muhammad said, I wouldn't give 2 cents for the theology coming out of the East. Yeah. So check out our pages that expose all of this, that got good content when you can order DVDs and CDs talking about the experimental COVID-19 vaccination. Because why? Get educated, family. People don't know. You don't know what they got inside of it, but you need to know. Man, support the Final Call Radio 24/7 is the app, so you can go to finalcall.com, but you can also download the app. Condolences and heart go out to what happened in Haiti, right? Our people over there suffering, and man, our condolences go out to all the people and all the lives that were lost in Haiti, right? But we got so much going on, you know what I'm saying? We got so much going on. I mean, America's doomed feared. Did the centerfold? It's nation time. We must work for our collective advancement. See, y'all think the minister just a preacher, man. This is what you think. You think he's just a pastor. That we trying to get you and convert you to Islam. No, we trying to save your damn life. Because you don't know this enemy. And quite frank, the majority of us afraid of this enemy. We don't want no smoke with the enemy. So family, check this out. Prison Reform Ministry. We got a prison reform out of this world. And you can also, we got How to Eat to Live. Let me go back to that. We got How to Eat to Live. They eat as the beast eats. So don't follow they. So if you knew, we got a cure for any disease without taking any medication. What? How to Eat to Live. All you got to do is learn how to eat, right? You won't never get sick, right? You won't never get sick. Some of us are eating one meal every other day. Some of y'all saying, it's crazy. You can't, man, please. Some of us eat one meal every 24 hours. Some of y'all think that's not enough. Everybody in the nation, unless they on some type of medication, and our sisters who, you know, they go through pregnancy and all of that stuff, they breastfeed and all that stuff, you know, they not required to do it. But all of the male members, one meal every 24 hours, family. But some of us have advanced from that. Some of us eating one meal every other day. Some of us eating one meal every 3 days. You think that's crazy on it. The longer you keep your stomach intact, the longer you can stay here and you keep disease up out of you. That's what How to Eat to Live is, right? Some of y'all think that. That's why I died at the cancer and all of this stuff here. Your immune system ain't strong. Get COVID and it take you out. Build up your immune system, right? Eat right. Eat the right foods. Eat at the right time. So get our books, How to Eat to Live, family. And hey, listen, you can sign up and enroll your child today in Muhammad's University of Islam. You can sign up for this today. So your child can be taught the science, can be taught the history, can be taught the knowledge of God from 5, 6 years old. Yeah, that's it. And you won't know, we the ones who went through, the Muslim Muhammad went through and sacrificed his life, his freedom, to set up black independent schools. So if you're running around with a black independent school, you better respect your elder, because you wouldn't have it if the Most Honorable Muhammad didn't go through what he went through to set up Muhammad University of Islam. And you don't have to be a registered Muslim to send your children there. So, family, when you want to know what the Nation of Islam is about, and that's what this broadcast here is all about, is the Muslim program, what the Muslims want, what the Muslims believe, right? But for the sake of time, family, because we want to play a lot of this, and we got a set of a series of lectures coming out that we're going to do on this broadcast. So you want to stay plugged in, stay tuned in to what we're doing on these Thursday night broadcasts, our Separation and Independence broadcast. Stay on tune, because we're going to run a host of lecture series by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that you need to see. And you need to study what he's saying if you want to survive what's about to happen. And it's also going to let you know why we are so strong and why the minister is so successful and the Nation of Islam is so successful in raising our people up in the midst of our enemies, in the midst of the satanic Jews, in the midst of the wicked government of the United States, in the midst of the white Arabs that don't like the Nation of Islam, but they can't do nothing with us. It's wartime today. That's why we got that flag in your face, right? Which ones will survive the war of Armageddon? That what you seen, that war going on in the East with America, that's a war of Islam. You think it got something to do with oppression and all of that? Ain't got nothing to do with that, man. America don't give two cents about that. Just like they don't give 2 cents about your health. If they did, they'll shut down all them damn fast food restaurants. There's a McDonald's on every goddamn corner in America. They care about your damn health. It's a liquor store on every goddamn corner in America. What they care about your health. But you gonna trust them to take a shot like they want you to survive? You crazy as hell if you believe that. They will shut down Taco Bell. They will shut down McDonald's, KFC. They will shut down the liquor stores, the tobacco stores. It's more death in the inner cities of America just from the corner stores. That's worse than the damn pandemic. Worse than the coronavirus. But you think they want to keep you here. You've been fooled. You've been fooled. Now, if you took the vaccine, hey, you better not take another one. And they talking about coming with a booster shot after you take the 2 shots. Listen here, you don't take it. If you took it, you better pray every day, get to eating right, and hope that it don't take you out if you didn't already took it. But you better not go take another one. You better not do that mistake again, right? Straight up. So go and read what we want and what we believe in. But let me stop talking, because I'm excited, because we're dealing with separation in death, right? So the minister gave this out to us, but now it is here. It is time for us to separate, because on the other end of that, it is death. They trying to force us with these vaccines. They trying to force this vaccine on us. They trying to force mandatory everything on us, and they want to come and try to make us do it and make our children do it. That's a declaration of war. So now it's time for us to unite, and we got to separate. That's it. On the other side of that, if we don't willing to separate and come with the nation, because you talking about you want to get this religious foolishness, but we don't even care about that. We don't care nothing about that. And you don't want to follow the Messiah, Allah's messenger, in our midst. The minister don't speak idle words, family. He can't speak idle words. Allah got his tongue, and Allah is the supreme being. So let's get into this. This is separation in death, the 22nd anniversary of the Million Man March. So let me move myself out of the way, and let's hold on. I might have to stop it. Because I don't think I did the sound, so hold up. Make sure I got the sound in, and I didn't. All right. So, family, let's run this. Please take copious notes. Right? And if you have any question about what the Minister Louis Farrakhan said, you can always email me or you can inbox me. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can put your question. We don't turn off no comments. But if you get on there talking crazy, we would just remove your comments. We have no problem with that. Right? Because we ain't got time to argue with you about theology and about none of that stuff while we under attack as a people, as a whole. So, with that being said, family, let's get this lecture started.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but He, the originator of the heavens and the earth, and all therein. We thank Him for His prophets and messengers and the scriptures which they brought. We make no distinction between His prophets or messengers. Allah has made some of the prophets to excel others, but they excel because God permitted it. But the prophetic community is one community. And the aim of God is to take humanity with all its diversity to another level, that we outgrow our race, our ethnicity, and embrace our humanity and our divinity. Many people do not wish to say that the human is divine. That's right. But we call the creation divine. Think about that. The sun is divine, the moon is divine, the stars are divine, the trees, the seas, the oceans, the mountains, the rivers. They're divine because they come from the originator of divine. Go ahead. Go ahead. So if we can ascribe divinity to the things that He created, and the greatest of God's creation is the human being, then why should we not understand that in the human being is the spark of divine that has been put out in the last 6,000 years of the rule of other than divine. So we may be divine, and we are, but we have acted different. It's not our fault. It really is God's doing. You mean our savage behavior is God's doing? What kind of God would permit evil on our planet and subject humanity to evil where we have become reflections of rebellion to God? Did you do that, God? May I answer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will answer from God himself. His words from the Holy Quran. God was with the angels according to the Quran.
Yes, sir.
And he made a declaration. He said, I am going to place a ruler in the earth. And the angel said, but what will you place in it other than that which will create mischief and cause the shedding of blood? Allah knew the angels extolled his holiness and his righteousness, but he answered tersely but truthfully, I know what you know not. So evil was allowed a period to rule.
Yes, sir. Teacher. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
And a people were made to fulfill that which God permitted.
Go ahead. That's right.
So we can say with knowledge that the rulers of this world who happen to be Caucasian have not been good.
That's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's right.
We are proof of that.
That's right.
And their history proves that they have not been good, not only to black, brown, red, and yellow, but they have not been good to themselves and their own people.
That's right.
Nevertheless, the last message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1974, February the 26th, he said, who is responsible? The potter
Go ahead. Go ahead.
or the clay? He said the white man could easily say, and rightly so, I did not make myself.
Go ahead.
So you geneticists and students of biology, you know that white is an absence of color
Yes. Go ahead.
that came from color.
That's right.
So if he's not the original man, and he is not,
That's right. He's not.
and he's not the Arab original,
That's right. He's not.
and he is not,
That's Go
Oh,
right. ahead. Go ahead.
he's not man as such, he's mankind, a kind of a man. made in the image and likeness of the original man. So whatever he has done of evil, he was given a season to do it, but we have not understood the reason. If there is only one creator, God made devil. So we can ask God, why? Why did you do such a thing? And the God will answer you very intelligently. Go ahead. And say, what is the greatest of all knowledge? It is the knowledge of self and the knowledge of God. Don't you want a perfect knowledge of yourself and a perfect knowledge of God? Don't you want to know what is inside of you that has been causing trouble for you and for me and for God? Don't you want to know that? So God, in his infinite wisdom, set all creation on an evolutionary course. So in Arabic, we call Allah Rabbil Alameen, the Lord, nourisher, sustainer, maintainer, and evolver of all creation. Allah causes everything to evolve, making stage after stage until they reach eventual perfection. Go ahead. There was something inside of the originator and the original man. Go ahead. That has been giving us a problem. Go ahead. It's the father of rebellion. It's the father of that which is contrary to peace. So in the year 8,400 of this particular cycle of history, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we, the original man, make history to equal our home's circumference. Circumference of our planet is 24,896 miles, so we make history to last in cycles of 25,000-year periods. So we are now in the 16,000 year of this 25,000-year history. And in the year 8,400, the scientists that wrote the history said they saw one coming, a scientist named Yakub.
That's right. That's his name. That's right.
Not a madman.
That's right.
A scientist. The greatest experiments in creation are the experiments that God and man have made with self.
Go ahead.
If you want to know more about yourself, you experiment to find out who you are, what you are, and what you're capable of.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Yakub studied the life germ of the original man and saw in us a brown germ that if he could separate it from the black germ which kept it under control.
That's right. Yes, sir.
He could take that brown germ into its final stage and make a people pale-faced.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Different.
Go ahead.
Unalike.
That's right.
Give it form.
That's right.
Give it expression.
Go ahead.
And teach it a system of tricks and lies that would enable it to master the original man.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That's right.
And we have been mastered by a system of tricks and lies.
That's right.
So today, you are not who you were created to be. You are who the white man made you to be. And that is why he called you boy. Because you have been made little boys and girls, looking to them like a child to a parent for food, clothing, shelter, education, justice, and jobs.
Go ahead. Come on, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's right.
So we're about tired now
Yes.
of being little boys and gals. We're tired now of being Sambo and clowns and buffoons for white people.
Yes, sir.
We're tired now, and we want relief.
That's right.
And as long as the Caucasian has ruled on our planet, the original and the aboriginal people of color have longed to be delivered. So Isaiah the prophet writes, "For unto us a child is born,
Come on.
and unto us a son is given, and a government shall be upon his shoulders, and he shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Prince of Peace, the Everlasting Father, and of the increase of his government of peace there will never be an end." We had an infinity of time. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that God taught him over 78 trillion years of time on our planet, not his, our planet, in our universe. We are the makers of all that you see of creation. A son would be born to end the rule of the enemy of God. His job would have been made complete. Now, you can be angry with white people if you want to, and you could cuss them out and say ugly things because they've done ugly things. But wait a minute. They couldn't have done any of this if Allah, God, didn't permit it.
That's right. Go ahead.
He justifies his existence as a devil by being himself. Well, if he did what God brought him into the world to do, to teach us the full knowledge of what's sitting up inside of us. You're not just a killer by accident. You're not a liar and a thief and a hustler by accident. It couldn't come out of you if it wasn't in you. You cannot be perfected until all of our weaknesses are manifested. And the white man brought it all out now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, he made me a prostitute. No. He showed you what you were capable of.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I know that kind of grabs you a little, doesn't it? I'm going to take the onus off of him. I'm going to put it where it rightfully belongs, on God. Now, any of you wise enough to charge God for just 6,000 years, a moment in infinity of time to suffer, to learn that which will perfect us, that would enable us to produce a perfected man, to produce a perfected world? I thank God for the devil.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Now look at what starts you becoming a devil yourself. I know I haven't given the salutation because I haven't finished saying what I wanted to say before I gave you the salutation.
You on it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sir, go ahead, bro. That is that point. Come on.
Look, God, in his infinite wisdom, caused us to suffer for a moment in time to give us an infinity of time in a world that we with God would create, wherein no more hate would exist. No more murder, no more rape. None of us killing each other over color, over education, over substance that the white man hands out to the few that he hires and buys. You should be happy to see a world like this end. You should give God a hand clap of praise because he has come to end this, all of it. Like Michael's wife in The Godfather said, "Oh, Michael, you really are blind. It wasn't a miscarriage, Michael. It was an abortion, Michael, and it was a son, and I had it killed because all of this must end." So that's why we chose the subject, separation or death. I greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. I am so happy and honored to be in the great city of Newark, New Jersey, with my brother mayor, Brother Raz Baraka, his staff and police chief, and the wonderful service and honor that he and his staff and police chief has shown us by their service to us. We do not take that for granted, nor do we say that we are worthy of such honor, but we strive to be worthy. Thank you, dear Mayor, and thank you to all of you who chose to come out today to this beautiful Symphony Hall. It has a very significant history. We understand that this hall was originally built by the Shriners in 1925, and it was called Salam Temple.
Go ahead. Come on. Go ahead.
Oh, it's going to be that today. And colloquially, it was known as the Mosque Theater.
Go ahead.
This great city was the headquarters of the great, honorable, noble Drew Ali.
Yes, sir.
This great city, in it in 1913, Brother Noble Drew Ali set up the Canaanite temple in Newark. And it's very, very important because 1914 ended the time of the devil. According to what Allah revealed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his time was up to rule us. We are now in our time. And he's in our time.
Go ahead. Go ahead now. Go ahead.
It's very important because Noble Drew Ali was the prime predecessor of Master Fard Muhammad bringing Islam to the black man of America. While Mr. Garvey would not teach religion, though a Muslim influenced him, he did not feel it was his place to teach religion. And Mr. Garvey struck more success with the common man by a more nationalistic Pan-African approach, which had something to do with access to land and freedom. But Noble Drew Ali had the same thought, but he came in a religious vein. And even though Noble Drew Ali had passed, and many of the former followers of Noble Drew Ali came to join the nation. We write a letter to get an X, but he never, ever touched the names that Noble Drew Ali gave to his followers. They already had a righteous name. They already were out from under the enemy. One of the first lections that I ever heard after the Savior's Day address that brought me into the nation, Elijah Muhammad gave that address in New York City under Brother Malcolm in the same hall where Marcus Garvey used to hold his meetings. And I had just come in the nation, and I was in New York, and Elijah Muhammad came, and that day he ordered us to always show honor and respect to Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And that stands to this very hour. In 1959, in a little theater called the Rico Ray Theater, Elijah Muhammad came. And I was there, and the little theater was full. And you know, that was like the the beginning of Mosque 25, which is now a great masjid. What is the name of that masjid? Ali K. Muslim Masjid. Now, we chose a subject: separation or death.
Go ahead.
Recently, the FBI, in a new version of the counterintelligence program,
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
talked about black identity extremists.
Go ahead. That's right.
And they've got the Moorish Science Temple and the followers of Noble Drew Ali, and they didn't mention us, but we know they're coming. So I thought, since they said that separation of black people from white people was one of the things that upset them, so I want to upset them a little more today.
That's right. Yes, sir. That's right. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
And in the process of upsetting them, unfortunately,
Go ahead.
I might have to upset
Go ahead.
some of us.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I don't intend to hurt your feelings, but I will get to you today,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
like the old preacher said
Go ahead.
when he had his
Go
Bible
ahead.
and his 45 on the rostrum. He said, one of these things is going to move you today.
That's right. Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm asking you to reason with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I want to correct my dear brother Nuri. Yes, brother, I'm not greater than those whose shoulders I stand on. If it were not for those great ones who stood, we could not stand today. So always, keep it 100.
Yes, sir.
As a brother, I thank God
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
for all of those brothers and sisters who went before us, who have now gone into the ranks of the ancestors. They have laid the foundation that we are standing on.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So always give honor to them.
Yes, sir.
Always speak reverentially concerning them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because they suffered to make us who we are today. I want us to look at what Elijah Muhammad put on the back page of our paper.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He introduced the Muslim program, I think it was in July 1962,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
at the Airy Crown Theater in the McCormick
Yes, sir.
place in Chicago. Then in the next year, it was on the back page of the paper. And from that day to this, we have kept his program before the world. So I want to say to the government, we're not just somebody that's desirous of separating from you on our own.
Think about this. Think about it.
The program of separation is given by God and backed by God as the only solution to the toxic relationship between black and white. What do you want, Muslims?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, you may say, well, I'm not a Muslim, so you ain't talking about me. Oh, yes, you are a Muslim.
That's right.
Whatever you call yourself, that's you. But God called you best.
Go ahead.
He said it like this: set your face for religion being upright.
Go ahead.
The nature made by Allah, in which He has created the human being, and there is no altering Allah's creation. Everything in creation submits to the will of God except the rebellious devil.
Go ahead. That's right.
And of course, he has made us into himself. He made us call him Massa. Yes, Massa. And he made you and me into this grotesque manifestation of the original man.
That's right.
Elijah Muhammad put it on the back page of the paper.
That's right.
We want freedom.
Go ahead.
That's right.
A full and complete freedom. Don't you want that?
Sir.
Do you have it?
No, sir.
You don't have it? Why don't you have it? Could that be why Jesus said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free? What kind of truth should you know that will cut the umbilical cord between you and your master? We want justice. Equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of creed or class or color. That's what we want. Isn't that what you want? Do you want to see any human being deprived of freedom or deprived of justice? Well, we're in the same pew, in the same church. We want equality of opportunity. Isn't that what you want? We want equal membership in society with the best in civilized society.
That's right.
That's what we want. But here's the thing we got to ask. You know how long we've been in America? 462 years.
Think about it.
And we have suffered every day
Yes, sir.
for 462 years.
Yes, we have.
So now, most of you who have been involved in civil rights, we salute you. Because your love of America and white people
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
has caused you to suffer every kind of indignity to get a little glimpse of freedom. So my sister Nina Simone said, I wish that I knew what it means to be free. We don't know freedom. So how have you suffered to get change? We had to die to go to toilet with white people. We had to die to eat in a restaurant with them. We had to die to be buried in the same cemetery with them.
Think about it.
We moved into their neighborhood, and the minute they saw us, some of them burned crosses, some of them drove us out, or they left. They don't want to be with us.
That's right.
Now, you beautiful sisters in this audience, look how pretty you look when you want to, show yourself. What is it that when you come out and you're so beautiful and somebody ain't paying you no attention? To some of us, that's worse than a slap in the face. I look so pretty, and that man didn't even look at me. And you've been prettying yourself up for white people.
Right.
We want to talk like them. We want to walk like them.
Go ahead. That's right.
We want to be like them, only to be rejected by them.
Think about that. Think about that.
Aren't you tired? What will it take to make you see they don't want you? We can't get justice under this construct called the American way of life. We can't get full freedom. We can't get equality of opportunity. So Elijah Muhammad said, we want our people in America whose parents or grandparents
Go ahead.
were descendants from slaves to be allowed. Isn't that nice?
Think about it.
To be allowed to establish a separate state or territory of our own, either on this continent or elsewhere.
Right.
Well, wait. Sisters, have you had an abusive man in your life? Can the church say amen? When you have an abusive man in your life, and the more you try to the dog, you know, that and the dog running. Wag his tail and lift his leg and urinate on your leg, thinking it may be a fire hydrant. You're kind of pitiful. But Elijah Muhammad said, we believe that our former slave masters are obligated. Remember the word now, obligated, to maintain and supply our needs in this separate territory for the next 20 or 25 years until we are able to produce and supply our own needs. Don't say it can't be done. For all these years, the American taxpayers' money has been given every year to Israel to maintain them on the land of the Palestinians. Don't you tell me that we have not earned by our sweat and our blood a land of our own and obligate them. Okay, since we can't get along with them in peace and equality, after giving them 400 years of our sweat and blood and receiving in return some of the worst treatment human beings have ever experienced, we believe our contributions to this land and the suffering forced upon us by white America justifies our demand for complete separation in a state or territory of our own.
Go ahead. That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, do you know white people of intelligence feel the same way? Somebody told me that the alt-right, Mr. Trump's people, had a tweet or something. We kind of like what Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam is saying. We're with them to separate in a land of their own. I said, very good, alt-right. Y'all want to talk about it? Talking has been done. Nothing to talk about. Because now it's either separation or death. I'll get to the death part in a minute. It's like the or else, you know, with justice. Some of y'all punked out on me. My leadership friends, you know. I wonder what he means by or else. Come on, brother. You know, when you were growing up in mom and dad's house, there was always an or else. And they laid it down very clear. Don't do that again, or else. And you tried them, and they burned that part of you that deserves burning. And you said, all right, Ma, all right, I won't do it again. You lying, but still. a good parent knew how to chastise, not to take out their frustration on their children, but to make sure that the children understood the lesson. Listen to what President Thomas Jefferson says. Listen to his words. Deep-rooted prejudices entertained by the whites. You got that? 10,000 recollections by the blacks of the injuries they have sustained. New provocations, the real distinctions which nature has made, and many other circumstances will divide us into parties and produce convulsions which will probably never end, but in the extermination of the one or the other race. That's what one of the founding fathers said. Again, Jefferson said, nothing is more certainly in the book of fate that these people, meaning us, are to be free, nor is it less certain that the two races equally free cannot live in the same government. Jefferson went on. He said, blacks should be colonized. Just a moment, Tom. We're not going for that part.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm just telling you what he said. We should be colonized to such place as the circumstances of the time should render most properly. Sending them out with arms. Now look at what the president's saying. We can't let the Negroes go and not arm them. But the Israelis want a peace deal with the Palestinians that the Palestinians have no arms.
Think about this. Think about this.
But this is a reasonable white man who recognizes the evil that has been done, was being done, and continues to be done to us. Look on. Listen to what he said. We send them out with arms, implements of household and of handicraft arts, seeds, pairs of useful domestic animals, to declare them a free and independent people and extend to them our alliance and protection till they have acquired strength. Now you gotta say this white man was reasonable. We just correct the colony part. All right, we'll leave him. Let's go to Honest Abe. The 12th president. 16th president, thank you. Nearly a century after the founders put the slavery problem on him, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, called into his office a delegation of 5 Washington pastors who were former slaves. Now, pastors, beloved pastors, The white man never taught you theology that you would apply the principles of equal justice to him. He taught you to be more amenable to your condition of suffering and go out when the slave was going to revolt, go and quiet them down. That has been the traditional role of pastors. And I have to tell you, Reverend, young people today ain't going for that at all. Not today. Look at this. Look at what Abraham Lincoln was saying to our black pastors. You and we are different races. We have between us a broader difference than exists between almost any other two races. Your race suffer very greatly, many of them by living among us.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on now. Go ahead.
Did you hear that?
Yes, sir.
Have we suffered by living among them? Yes, but look at what he said. While our race suffers from your presence. Damn, that's pretty rough, isn't it?
Honest, you don't understand.
And imagine him seeing you walking down the road with his woman. Ending the white man with a shot from the royal gun. Oh dear. Now we are producing an album.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Brother Snoop is on the album, and his song is the title of the album. It's called Let's Change the World. You haven't heard it yet, but soon you'll hear it. But one of the favorite lines in the beginning, Snoop says, now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. Well, you all say that in church. But what makes him a devil? It's because he starts from the basis of a lie, while God starts always from the basis of truth. Truth is the nature of God and the original people, and lies is the mother tongue of the devil.
Right.
I don't need to tell you that somebody's in the White House that
Come on now.
has a different mother tongue, but all of them lied, but this one.
That's right. That's right.
This one has made an art out of it.
Yes, sir. The art of lies.
Now, I know you all heard that I converted.
Go ahead, talk about it. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Y'all heard it. That the minister has converted to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. They act like the minister has never taught on
That's
Jesus.
right, sir. That's right. That's right.
They act like the minister has just found Jesus.
No, sir. No, sir.
But the way they put it out trapped a lot of ignorant people who don't know how the minister has been teaching.
That's right.
So I'm going to make it real clear now so there won't be any mistake. I spoke at the church of Reverend Willie Wilson
Yes, sir.
in Washington, D.C. He's been my friend and my brother and companion for 40 years. And at the end of my talk, I said, I know that my Redeemer liveth. And I said, because he lives, I too shall live and will stand with him at the latter day.
That's what you said.
That's what I said.
That's right. Yes, sir.
I said, I have kept the faith.
Yes, sir. Listen. Go ahead now.
I have finished the course.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Now is laid up for me a crown.
Go ahead.
And I go to my Father to receive that crown.
Yes, sir. That's what you said.
I said, it's not a crown of jewels. It's a crown on my head of the next 9,500 years of this cycle of
That's
time.
right.
And there won't be no enemies on the planet. Our time has come.
That's right. Come on for a minute. Yes, sir.
But that was my declaration of my faith. I have never deviated from that.
That's right. Never. Not at all. That's right.
In 1980, December,
Yes, sir.
I came into the knowledge and the belief that my teacher,
Listen.
Elijah Muhammad, was physically alive
Let's go. Yes, sir. Right.
and had escaped a death plot
Come on, Doctor.
that involved the government
That's right.
and hypocrites
Sir.
and devils.
Yes, sir.
And on our first Savior's Day
Yes, sir.
of this new dispensation, February 22nd, in 1981, I made it known in my lecture,
Yes, you did.
Elijah Muhammad is alive.
Yes, you did.
Wait now. After making that statement, I lost some ministers. The nationalist community that helped me walked away from me. How could that so-and-so say Elijah Muhammad is alive and we got a death certificate on him?
Come on now. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
But that did not deter me.
No, that's right. That's right. That's right. Bear witness.
I'm about to say something to help you all understand something about Jesus and about the Quran that you read and the Bible that you read. I said to the family of Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, I'm willing to sit down and never speak again.
Listen.
I said, let's exhume the body.
Come on.
I said he had a dentist here in Chicago and he had one in Mexico.
Yes, sir.
And if that is he, I'll be quiet.
That's what you said.
You'll never hear from me again. Now, all these Negroes wanted to silence me, but they didn't want to accept the challenge. So I kept on preaching. My leader
That's right.
is alive.
That's right. That's right.
Wait. Now all of you can call me crazy.
No, sir.
No. Hell, I've done heard it, man.
Yes, sir.
When a man steps out like that and says something unbelievable that he believes, he's either a damn fool or he knows what he's talking about.
Yes, sir.
I'm rising. All my detractors are going down.
That's right.
Yes, if God ain't with me, you tell me what and who is responsible for the success that I have had. Talk back to me.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right, family. So we're gonna stop it right there for the night, man. We let this run. I didn't want to stop it, man, but we're gonna stop right there. We know what part we're on, and we will pick this back up at the same spot next Thursday night at 10 Eastern Standard Time for our separation and independence. We're gonna play this whole lecture, and then a week after that, we're gonna start our new lecture series that's gonna be The Will, Savior's Day 2010, and then we're going to play Who Are the Real Children of Israel, so we can unlock the truth in this book right here that everybody, black, any whatever color you is, you need this book. Why do you need this book? Because it tells who the real children of Israel really are. Because they think it's those people over there in Palestine that got that land unjustified, and America is backing them. But we got the proof that it's us, and we got the facts about it from day writers, from day scholars. So if you haven't ordered this book yet, please go to store.finalcall.com and order your Secret Relationship Between Blacks and Jews, Volume 1, 2, and 3, and also get the side book that come with it titled Jews Selling Blacks. Jews Selling Blacks. All right? And that way will help you understand, and not only will it help you understand what's going on in the minister standpoint and why he is the Messiah and why he is unlocking all of these signs that nobody had unlocked before him, before the Most Honorable Muhammad, but he's the one with he's making it more clearer, because we didn't understand the Most Honorable Muhammad. But you cannot take away from what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has done, is doing, and what he means to black people particularly, but to all people in general, if we understand. So when he leaves, the total destruction is coming. So get ready, black man. Get ready, black woman. Get ready, everybody. We got some dog hours coming, some dog days coming. But it ain't doom and gloom. It's always opportunity. But you stay connected. You stay in tune with the man of Allah, the man of God, and you will survive. But if you don't listen, it's about survival. The minister told us don't plan for the future. plan for survival. Well, brother, y'all teach this? No, we're planning for survival. And that entails what? Stored up food, disaster preparation, water, all type of stuff, electricity, everything that you need, first aid kits, and also means plan to survive the fall of America, which is going to be the fall of her dollar first. All that survival, family. So that's what we're involved in. So we want to thank you. So we changed it up a little bit. So anybody want to know more about Project Exodus 10,000, text NMB for the next Project Exodus 10,000 live event. And you can see for yourself and get in with us and help us reach our goal of 10,000 members in our blockchain distribution network. And if you want to support your brother and support us, then text subscription to the same number for a 12-week subscription to the Final Call newspaper for $10. And you will get your digital Final Call PDF every Tuesday. Every Tuesday you will get it. So $10 for 12 weeks. That's less than $1 a week. So with that being said, support your brother, support your own. Don't forget, donate to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint. If you're not following Forward Money on YouTube, you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to our channel and come back next week, but bring a guest so we can finish this lecture right here. We are celebrating the 22nd anniversary of the Million Man March, separation of death. We will see y'all next week. Assalamu alaikum.
There is a need in our community for a universal change. And it has to start with the man. Being a man of God means being a man possessed of the knowledge, the spirit, and the power of God, anointed to do his will. To build a people, you first must make man. Every man, no matter what his color, no matter what his race, every man, in order to be a man, must be a man of God, or he's not a man at all. Let us make man. Don was with me. Brother Alim was with me. Okay. We went to the Washington Post. And at the time now, I was answering their questions. And then one man, I'll tell you his name in a minute, he said, and what about this real business? And I reached in my bag and I pulled out documentation of what Jimmy Carter said, what other leading people had said. And then I said, even on the front page of the Washington Post,
A Japanese pilot saw it. He was flying a 747 and he clocked it for an hour and a half. I said, and he drew a picture of it and you had it on the front page of your paper. And by the way, Milton Coleman was in there. I said, you were wrong to keep my brother from meeting with me. Milton Coleman asked me, because you know I said that all traitors at some point, they're going to be killed. And that's a fact. I said, when we come to power. I didn't say when. But hell, traitors got to die. You don't like that? Well, maybe you may be one. You don't betray your people. Our people are dying because of betrayal at the highest form of leadership. And if you betray us today, you will pay a price.
Talk to us, brother minister.
So there I was,